Every day, brands bombard you with messages. They tell you to buy these clothes, eat this food, take this holiday, repent in this gym. Everywhere you look, an advertiser is trying to sell you something you don't need. In this always-on world, marketing has never been more pervasive. But what if there was another way for it to be persuasive? What if, for one day, marketers' talents and tech could be harnessed for good? To help people, not to sell them. Could marketing put young people in jobs? Feed those going hungry? Aid the refugee crisis? With these challenges and more in our thoughts, the Drum set out on a 24-hour mission to find out if marketing can change the world. This is the story of Do It Day 2016.
Do It Day was absolutely brilliant. We've had a great time. It's just great to get some fantastic creative minds in a room.
There's some great briefs that are out there and some great ideas that have come off the back of it, and yeah, you can really make a difference.
Good morning, it's 9 AM and I'm down in Piccadilly Circus.
Hi, I'm Minda Smiley. I'm in Times Square, the heart of New York City.
I learned a lot about social media today, and I have a finance background, and yet one of our sales managers learned how to code today.
This year for Do It Day, we wanted to really choose charities and brands that had a very clear long-term goal. For us, Do It Day is all about a springboard for change and showing that, together the industry can actually make the world a slightly better place. The industry is full of incredibly smart people and there's amazing technology out there, and we think just by bringing everybody together in the same room to work on briefs in a ridiculously short amount of time, anything is possible. And the energy that day was amazing, and the ideas that came out of it were just so creative.
Well, we've got quite a tricky challenge here today, we think. We are asking the teams to see if they can help us to devise a creative campaign to help people litter less and recycle more. I think that's why it was so interesting to be involved, because it is a really different way of doing things. I think a lot of people love that sort of whole creative brainstorming piece, but to be doing it where you've really got to come up with something that you've got to choose and decide and go, yeah, we're going to go for that. That's quite a sort of tall order, so I'm really looking forward to the process of it.
We're hoping to see a lot of creativity, thinking outside the box. The truth is that in relation to the humanitarian crisis, it's a defining crisis of our era. Future generations are going to look back and measure us on how we've dealt with this. So in that context, we're hoping for some really inspiring ideas to come out of this, and a positive idea that really mobilizes people and emotionally touches people to actually do something about this issue. It's different, but it's inspiring, it's exciting, and invariably, typically in life, a lot of good ideas come spur of the moment, when you don't have too long to think about things. So we're hoping for some great ideas out of the day. Credit to the Drum, they really live their mantra that marketing can be used for social good. So we're more than happy to support them as much as they're supporting us.
Britain is a nation in the grip of a digital skills shortage. MPs have warned that the UK needs to find another 745,000 workers with digital skills in 2017, or the country's productivity and competitiveness will be at risk, costing the economy £63 billion in lost income. It's a cruel incongruity that as the country faces up to a talent shortage, over 500,000 young people are currently unemployed in the UK. At Do It Day, Digital Futures set out to turn around these figures by urging marketing agencies to throw open their doors to apprentices.
So our challenge was to get 100 pledges of interest in apprentices today. That was crystallised through an idea born on Planet Day, which was to take a bus filled with apprenticeship talent and showcase them to agencies all around London. So that's what we've been doing today. We've got 43 people on the bus. They've consumed lots of e-numbers, sugar, pizza, but we've had a fantastic time going around all the different businesses. this is as much an awareness campaign for apprentices as it is an awareness campaign for the businesses. The ambition of today's tour really was to demystify for an apprentice in waiting what an agency is and what sort of jobs there are and what the people are like, because you don't necessarily know when you're outside of the industry, you know, what a digital producer is. No one will tell you that in school. And equally, the agencies don't know what someone looks like that hasn't come through their grad programme quite often. Thankfully, you know, today we've met some businesses who are already really engaged with diversity, inclusion, emerging talent programmes and apprenticeships. So this is really about an amplification piece for us, so everyone's got an awful lot out of it.
Harnessing marketing technology to make a difference to people's lives was one of the central themes of Do It Day. One of the best demonstrations of how this MarTech can be a force for good came from XAD, which used its cutting-edge location technology to feed hundreds of people in need on the streets of London.
Today we use two parts of our technology. One's called Battlegrounds, which is super new, and one's called Footprints. What Battlegrounds does is it allows us to identify high-density areas of competitors. So where in one area there might be a single Starbucks, in other areas there may be a Starbucks, a Pret, a Nero, an Eat. So this guides us on pockets of areas that we should focus on. The Footprints technology allows us to monitor the footfall trends that individual store has had in a single day. And when we see a negative downturn in that footfall trend, we can identify that the likelihood is that they have surplus food at the end of the day. My Do It Day experience, total whirlwind. Highly recommend it. You've got to go with the flow. You've got to go with it. You've got to think big. You've got to really identify a massive issue that you can impact, not necessarily fix all of, but on a single day, and enjoy yourself. You will panic. You will think it can't be done. A little bit of energy, a little bit of passion, and you'll get there.
As some of the smartest brains in the creative industries descended on New York for Do It Day, the world's media were also gathering in the city to unpack the shock result of a tumultuous U.S. election. And after a volatile election campaign, in which travel bans and walls between nations became a dominant theme, a Do It Day campaign aiming to unify people behind the plight of refugees felt particularly poignant.
So there are 20 million refugees worldwide, and everyone's seen the headlines over the last few years. And this is an issue that is going to define this generation. People in the future will look at what we did about this issue and what we did as humankind to look after those who were most in need. And we've got to rise to that occasion. Unfortunately, world leaders haven't done enough, and there needs to be more responsibility taken by richer countries, because right now poorer countries are having to take on a disproportionate amount of the responsibility on this. We're taking part in Do It Day because we're in this campaign to welcome refugees for the next few years. It's going to take a long time to sort this major problem, and for that we need creative ideas. So the promise I can give people taking part in this challenge is that we're not just setting this for the sake of it. We're going to take the best ideas and we are going to implement them in the world.
Well, I'm sure you will agree that 2016 was an amazing year for Do It Day, and thanks once again to everyone who helped to make it work. The agencies, the brands, the media owners, the members of the public. You really did help us prove marketing can not only change the world, but can change the world over the course of one single day. And I'm delighted to say plans for 2017 are well advanced. This year we're going to be focusing on one single cause. And we're going to have activity in Singapore, London, Glasgow, New York, in fact all around the world, aimed at helping to destigmatise mental illness. And obviously we'd love you to get involved in helping us with that cause. So all you need to do is get in touch with Do It Day, let us know if you're interested, and sign up to help us prove marketing can change the world. Thank you.